Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of my basic maintenance on Sea-Doo Spark. First couple of videos, the first one I showed you how to take the top lid off, and then the second one I showed you how to change the spark plugs. Right now I'm going to be showing you how to do the oil change, and it's actually super easy. You don't really need to take the lid off to do the oil change as long as you don't drop any bolts, but it is possible and it is doable. But I'm going to show you how to do it with the lid off since we just changed the spark plugs. It's a lot easier to access while you're in there. All right, so here's a couple things you're gonna need. First, you're gonna need like a transfer pump. So this one I got at Harbor Freight. It does the job very well. I think it was like $5 or $6 or something like that. The second thing, as far as tools goes, you are gonna need a E8 star bit type of socket. That's for the oil filter housing. You're gonna need the oil. This is the SAE 5W40 XPS lubricant. So this is actually what Yamaha. This is what Sea-Doo actually recommends to run. But if you can't find this oil, you can actually use a full synthetic blend as long as it's like 5W40 or a 10W40. That's what it says in the manual, and it's got to be rated. It has to have an API service rating SN. So I've seen guys run this before. I've heard of people running this before if you're caught between a rock and a hard place. But in my opinion, I would recommend using the Sea-Doo stuff that's supposed to be used on here. And then last but not least is obviously the oil filter. This is 420 95 61 23. And I haven't been able to find a cross reference for this guy. This is what it basically looks like. So, and the filter from the dealer is 15 bucks and the oil is $11.49, which in my opinion is a little bit pricey, but it is what it is. So that's the beauty of owning these things, is that maintenance costs money. But hey, if you could do it yourself like this, it beats paying the dealer to winterize it for you and do all this stuff. So here's what I do. Take the dipstick out, and this oil actually still looks fairly new, but I'm assuming nothing has been done. This thing has 25 hours on it now. I do want to get that break-in oil out of here and swap it out just so it's all fresh and clean and ready to go. So I'm going to take the siphon end of the tube, get a rag, make sure I wipe it before I put it into the motor so I'm not introducing any stuff in there. Basically slide it in. And it just bottoms out. And then what I do is I start pumping. I got my other end going into the oil catch. Okay, and basically when you're done, you could hear the slurping. All right, so here's the location where that could happen. Damn it. Got it. This is the reason why I do it with the deck off. Round 2. Are you kidding me? Make sure this is... This is possible to access through the access hole in here, but if you do drop something, kind of sucks, because if you can't get it, you still have to take the lid off. They should have like storage holes here like they do in the Jeep, just so you don't lose the bolts. Make sure to put a rag around it, because there will be some spillage. Just let that oil drain down. And take it away. You want to make sure you inspect this O-ring here. There's no gashes or anything like that in it. I think if you get the oil change kit that comes with like the filter and the oil, that has new gaskets on it as well, so you can replace those. Set this in here, and now actually I can, that oil that just drained from the oil filter, I can take it and pump the rest of it out. Also, when you're tightening these, make sure you tighten them evenly. And we're pretty much ready to fill. So it takes 1.9 quarts. There we go. So here's some other advice I'm going to give you guys. As you could tell, like right in there, there's a lot of buildup of like dirty water and stuff like that, or dirt from water that was dirty. Since you have the lid off, it's a good idea to rinse everything out, like stuff like this build up over the summer, just to make sure that sand and stuff like this, and it's coming off, or comes off the seals, so that it seals properly when you put the lid back on. One of the things that I like to do is I'll take some Simple Green, spray it all down. And here, I'll spray it all down in there. Spray it everywhere where there's dirt and debris caught or whatever. Take the plug out the back. Then what I do is I take hose with water and a brush, and I wash it all out. Take an air compressor, and then the rest of the water, you can just do the old-fashioned way, wipe everything down so it's nice and dry in here. Alright, so once everything is nice and dry, in that case, at that point what I do is I use XPS lubricant. It's an anti-corrosion, basically, lubricant, and I basically spray the motor. Spray all the components down lightly so it's not corrosive on the inside. Everything is nice and protected. And then obviously all the excess lubricant that may puddle or whatever, I wipe it down. It's all ready to put back together, and it's nice and lubed up and ready to go as far as that goes. Thank you for watching part 3, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this, and this is all pretty much ready to go and get closed up. Next video is coming soon. It's going to be how to flush the system of the water that's left in there and get the antifreeze in there so that we can safely store it in our garage over winter. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.